Hello, wrestling game fans. We have an interesting unboxing here today. I like searching eBay for all different kinds of wrestling games, and I came across this game, and I had never seen it before, and I have no idea about it. It does not look like it is a world-class fantastic game that is going to be enjoyable for ages to come. But it just looked interesting, and it was a wrestling game, and it wasn't that much money on eBay, so I decided to pick it up, and I thought I would do a little unboxing now that it is here. Now I've used scissors to kind of open the box so far. But this is the first time I'm opening up the box. Let's spin this around so we can check it out. I have never seen this before. Wrestling Madness. That is the name of this game. Wrestling Madness. And as you can see, like, there's no any sort of branding of any sort of wrestling federation or anything like that. In an arena where only the toughest survive and the heroes are made of steel, watching is the next best thing to being in the ring. Until now! If you think you have what it takes to join the ranks of wrestling's very best, then it is time to join the madness. Wrestling Madness, a game where you claw your way through the ranks of professional wrestling circuit by wrestling tough opponents and earning cash. Travel the mad wrestling circuit, earning money and wrestling your way to the top of the wrestling world. You must earn $100,000 before getting the chance to take on the Mad Wrestling Federation's champion. The first player to defeat the champion is the new Mad Wrestling Champion of the world and the winner of the game. Trademark 1991, games2toys.com. Yeah, there you go. So this was a trademark in 1991, but did they have a website in 1991? I'm not sure about that. But anyway, here we go. Wrestling Madness, opening it up for ages 8 to adults for 2 to 6 players. Set up the board game. All players must choose a colored pawn. How to wrestle. If you land on a yellow space... All right, wrestling moves. This wrestling moves beats these moves. Okay, so let's just take a look at the pieces first, and then maybe eventually in the future we will do a playthrough, even though I don't think I would have anybody to play with me. But here is the game board. Oof, this game board's really a feast for the eyes. Boy, oh boy. What is this? Sore loser. And it's somebody holding a cat by a tail. Lose one turn. Toilet paper endorsement. Hey, that's great. You clean up. Collect $3,000. Man, oh man. You could tell that a lot of time and love was put into this board. Only the very best clip art was used. Why is this guy holding a cat? I don't get it. Okay, let's look at the other pieces. Here's our money. So pretty standard. We've got $1,000. We got $5,000. We got $10,000. Now remember, you have to get to $100,000 before you can face the champion, right? We've got the dice here and the pawns. Now these haven't been opened. These game pieces, I can't believe nobody has wanted to play this game. We may have to open up at least these. This is a big box for not a lot of... Okay. Here we go. Opponents. Let's open up the wrestling moves first. I'm opening it all. I don't care. Pile driver. So we got a big pile driver there. We got a corkscrew. We got a wishbone. We got a dive bomber. Ooh, dive bomber beats a lot of things. You want to play a dive bomber. Slingshot. Body slam. Mule kick. All right, so it would appear that the matches are pretty much like, you play one card. So I'm going to play a pile driver card, and then you play a corkscrew card. But I don't know, neither of those beats it, or something like that. I don't know. I have to read the instructions. Let's see who our wrestling opponents are. Ballpin Billy. Oh, I see. The wrestlers have moves on their card. Tadpole Pete. There's no artwork. Muscles McGillicuddy. I don't know if that's how you... Okay. Tidal Wave. Slippery Sam. I don't know if I want to get in the ring with Slippery Sam. Bug Eyes. Lumpy. This is who I will be every single time. Old Hook. Fuzzball. The Crusher. Ultimate Wiggler. The Brain. Varicose Victor. What is he, like, really old? It's Stench Man. Belly Boy. Hillbilly Harold. The Bulkster. Sergeant Sleeper. Maximum Overhaul. And Geritol Jerry. So those are your wrestlers. All right. So you have to get $100,000, and then you get to take on the champion. The first player to defeat the champion is the new Mad Wrestling champion of the world and winner of the game. Setup. Set out the game board. All players must choose a colored pawn as a playing piece. Shuffle the cards and place the wrestling move cards and the opponent cards in their proper positions on the board. All players start out with one $5,000 bill. Place $5,000 in the center of the ring, center of the board. Whenever as money is taken from the ring, always place $5,000 back in the ring. Each player draws 5 wrestling cards and does not show the other player their cards. You may only hold 5 cards in your hand at any one time to play. Everyone starts on the championship invitational place. So championship invitational is over here. Players take turns rolling the dice to move clockwise around the board. On a turn, roll the dice and move your pawn around the board the number of spaces indicated on the die. The spaces will instruct you what to do. Wrestling rings are corner spaces. When you land on one of these spaces, you must wrestle an opponent. So everybody wrestle. Wrestle the player to your left. Wrestle the player to your right. Pick a card, lose a card spaces. Yellow spaces. I guess those are the yellow spaces. When you land on a space, pick an opponent card and then wrestle. Oh, I see. So you wrestle the opponents there. Okay. Purple spaces. When you land on this space or pick a wrestling move... pick a wrestling move card. Players start out with 5 wrestling move cards. You may only hold 5 at a time. Once you draw a card, then you must discard one from the bottom of your deck. Lose card spaces. Place the number of cards lost at the bottom of the deck, and then pick up the same number from the deck, always holding 5 cards in your hand. Earn or pay money spaces. At the direction of the space, the player is either given the amount of money listed or must pay the amount of money listed on the space. When a player lands on a pay space, he or she must place the money in the center of the ring. So that's like free parking. If you don't have enough money, you must place whatever you do have in the center of the ring. If you have nothing, you pay nothing. How to wrestle. If you land on a yellow space or a corner or are sent to one, you now must wrestle. Set up your 5 wrestling card moves in any desired order. Place them in a stack face down on the board. Now flip over an opponent card. The opponent card will list wrestling moves from 1 to 5. These are the moves your opponent will use to try and defeat you. You must now flip over your first card. Your first card is then compared to the wrestling move number 1 on your opponent's card. Your wrestling move will either beat or be defeated by the first wrestling move listed on your opponent's card. Look at your cards to see if your move beats your opponent. If your move wins, then you have won 1 round. If your wrestling move loses, then you lose 1 round. Continue by flipping over your next card and comparing it to the next wrestling move. Number 2, to determine if you have won or lost the round. Continue doing so until all of your wrestling moves have been compared to those of the opponent. Whoever wins the most rounds out of 5 is the winner. If you win, then you collect the prize money listed on the space. If there's a draw, choose 5 more wrestling cards, draw another opponent card, and wrestle again. Everybody wrestle space. Here's your chance to win $20,000. plus all the money in the center of the board. Players wrestle amongst themselves. If there's an even number of players, then everybody has a partner. If there's an odd number, then one player must pick an opponent. Players wrestle each other by placing the 5 cards. The person winning most out of 5 rounds is the winner of the match. If there's a tie, then you must draw 5 more cards. Winning the game. Any player can earn $100,000 and get to the championship invitation space to wrestle the champion for the championship belt. You do not have to land directly on the championship invitation, but may be passing over. Once landing or passing on the space, then you go directly to the center ring. Do not pay attention to the space you would have landed on. An opponent card is then drawn and the fight is on. If you lose, you must go to the champion invitation space. Here you wait until your next turn and proceed around. Here you wait until your next turn to proceed around the board again. If you win, then you are the Mad Wrestling Federation's new champion. Oh, you can pay anyway. All right, so this is this ridiculous game. Let's see here. All right, where's Lumpy? We'll get Lumpy out here. That was my favorite name, Lumpy. And then, where are these cards? These are not shuffled in any way, so I should probably give them a shuffle. This board is giving me vertigo. Like, it's too crazy. You know, it's interesting. Hey, God bless anybody who has the time and ability to put together a wrestling game. But this one, maybe the madness in Wrestling Madness means how crazy this looks. All right, so I'm going to take 5 cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what, though? I shouldn't... Well, I haven't really looked at this, so... let me see. I'm ordering my cards here. I got a mule kick, a pile driver, a slingshot, another pile driver, and another mule kick. So that's how I'm going to space them out. So we will turn this over. My first one is a mule kick, so I guess that does nothing. They cancel each other out. So moving to the second one, I have a pile driver, but they have a dive bomber, and a dive bomber beats everything, so that's 1 for Lumpy. I have a slingshot, that beats the pile driver, so we both have 1. Move 3 is a pile driver, so that's another push. And move 4 is a mule kick, or move 5 is the mule kick, and that beats the slingshot. So I guess I won. Sorry, Lumpy. I'm the new champion. Anyway, there you go. This is this crazy game that I found on eBay. If you would like to see some gameplay, I guess I could play against myself. It's not really a solo player game. It looks pretty simple. Would not, I don't think, get high replay value from me in the future. But, you know, there you go. Hey, as I said, God bless somebody who has the time to produce their game. I mean, you know, they got the box made. They got the board made. So I'm going to go to this Go-To Games, see if they're even still in business, still around. And that, my friends, is Wrestling Madness. Who knows? Maybe I bought this from Go-To Games, games2toys.com. Maybe I bought this from them myself. But there you go. That's Wrestling Madness. Let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.